Yes. thank you for making it possible. For this sold-out show has made it possible for us to actually be here. So thank you. Thank you for supporting our school. Thank you for supporting your family and your friends who are performing here tonight. And not just tonight, but over the last 20 years. We possibly have some 20-year-olds in our team. I should find out. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chloe Robinson, and I am a teacher here at Salsa Magic, but I'm on sabbatical-ish. I'm actually living in Europe at the moment. I've been overseas for 2 years, traveling, but mainly learning salsa. I've been living in Milan. At the moment I'm in Hamburg, but even though I'm in Hamburg, I fly to Milan so I can take more salsa classes. So in the future, near future, we're actually going to be moving home. And yes, I'm excited. Salsa when I was 15 or 16 in Nelson, and I was in a kids group. We did hip-hop and salsa, and we traveled around the world to around New Zealand and Australia. I wish. Studying and learning with different teachers, so we really took advantage of international performers who came to outside the world, and yeah, we studied as much as we possibly could. I quickly learned that I was very terrible at hip-hop, but I really liked salsa. When I moved to Wellington in 2009, I moved for university, and I decided that I was retired. I wanted to be an adult and do adult things, but Jacob, whom I actually knew since I was 15 or 16, I saw him around. He was like a celebrity. He asked me in 2009 if I wanted to have private lessons with him for free. And of course, because he's like this amazing celebrity, I was like, hell yes. And he gave me lessons in his kitchen. And I learned technique that I never knew existed. For me, it was run this way, run that way, turn right. And I didn't know you had actual footwork. And Jacob was the first person to really teach me and open my eyes to this actual passion that I really had inside. The year after that, I started teaching at Salsa Magic with Willie John. So Willie John was my first dance partner as well. We performed together in Jacob's team, Supercalifragilistic, in 2010. And from there, for me, it's really downhill in a good way. Everything came easy, everything came natural. We studied a lot. We started a performance team, which Jacob will talk to you more about later. But my life started taking on more and more salsa. I found myself dancing 7 days a week salsa, working full-time, but filling my life as much as I could with dancing. And back then, in 2009, when Jacob was giving me lessons, of course I was grateful, very grateful. But I can tell you that I wasn't as grateful then as I am now. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be dancing. This is why I don't speak. So that's how I'm going to get off stage. First, I'm just going to say one more thing. We're supposed to tell you our favorite memory or thing about dancing. And for me, of course, I have some amazing memories traveling with our team to LA, performing in LA, being in Cuba together. But just as much as my heart is happy with those memories, my heart is also happy teaching beginners. I absolutely love teaching someone their first basic step and seeing someone who's never danced before, dance. So my heart is just as happy about that. And our next team are beginners. This is their first time on stage for many of them.
teachers here at Salsa Magic. It's my pleasure to be up here in front of you and to be part of this occasion with you. I've asked each of the team leaders and teachers here at Salsa Magic to do a share of their emceeing, and as part of this we're going to share a bit of our story with you and how it is we came to start dancing with Salsa Magic. Back in the summer of 2003-2004, I discovered salsa via my cousin Sarah, who was a teacher at the time in Melbourne. And the following year I was in my final year down in Dunedin as a student, and was very fortunate to start my salsa journey with Alfonso and Rebecca down. Yeah. However, it was relatively short-lived because come 2005 I moved out of Dunedin and back up to Wellington. I remember attending the Salsa Dome down in the Wellington Performing Arts Centre on Livingston Street, and a lot of salsa nights at Latinos. And through those events, I got to know Jackie pretty well. She liked the style of salsa that I'd been learning down in Dunedin, and continued to learn as best I could off DVDs and any other form of video at the time. And invited me to teach, which at the time was a huge shock. I hadn't been dancing for all that long, but I was hugely passionate about it. I always enjoyed teaching, coaching, and it seemed like a great opportunity. And through that, sort of opened my eyes to a whole another world, really. What it is to be sharing something that you really love with people, to really break it down and have to learn and understand how it's put together. And over 2005, I went on a pretty quick progression and learning curve as I learned to teach salsa. And towards the end of the year, Jackie said to me, "You should do a choreography." Being young, I thought, yeah, that sounds good. So I started the choreography. And very fortunate to be working with Diana, Rodney, and Nikki, who collaborated with me as well. But had an opportunity to put together a routine, which we performed a few times, and then Salsa Magic continued and carried on for a couple of years after my time here. At the end of 2005, I decided to travel overseas and left indefinitely Wellington and Salsa Magic, possibly to never return, but spoiler alert, I did. In preparing for this event and thinking about the fact that this was our 20th year, that I'd really like it to be something special and a real occasion. I had a bit of a dream back in October last year, that it would be super awesome to bring two of our idols who all of our dancers just love watching online, Charlie and Tanya, over to be part of this event. And fortunately, Chloe knew Tanya because she'd been working with her in Milan, dancing in a team. She put me in touch with Tanya. Tanya and Charlie were just setting the schedule for the year, and there was an opening, and we were really keen to come to New Zealand and be part of this as well. So as part of the event, we thought it would be awesome then to create some of the routines that are part of the showcase. And this next team is one of those teams. As you're probably all too aware, we had some pretty bad luck before Tanya. She was involved in a car accident whilst at an event in Las Vegas, and is still recovering from that, so I was unable to travel. Thank you for all the thoughts and well wishes that have been sent to her. I'm very pleased to say she's starting to progress much more positively. She's starting to dance and move again, and hopefully she'll continue on that track and be back to the Tanya that we all know and love. And hopefully she can return one day as well. So this next team is choreographed by Tanya. This is our team Tanya. Because Tanya wasn't able to come and be a part of it, we very quickly went back to the room and said, how can we still make this really special and bring someone who we love and idolize over? And it was a pretty easy choice to invite Chloe to come back. She jumped at the chance. And so she stepped in this last week, learned the routine in a short amount of time, and we'll be joining these ladies on stage. So, coming out now, there's going to be 21 dancers. You'd be hard pressed to find a bigger team in the country. They're fantastically led by their team leaders, Tara and Juliet. Please give them a warm welcome. It's Team Tanya.
But yeah, those guys truly were amazing on stage, and I thought to myself, it's so brave to be able to do that on stage. And I couldn't imagine myself being on stage, let alone dance in front of hundreds of people. And so they inspired me a lot, and a month later I joined Salsa. One of my favorite memories with them is the trip to LA, where over 30 dancers from our school performed at the LA Salsa Festival. And that was a huge opportunity for me as a relatively new dancer. LA, we traveled together, we trained, we danced together, even posed in front of the Disney Castle. So yeah, can't get more magical than that. But yeah, enough about me. So the next act of tonight's showcase, it's a bit of a sausage twist. It's a theatrical dance extravaganza, which will tell you the story of two generations of sailors who start off as fierce competitors and then dance their way through to true romance. So, choreographed by Jacob, Lorna, and Chloe, it crosses over to multiple dance styles. So, without having you to wait further, please welcome on stage the Banditos.
Is anybody there? Amigos, as it transpires, we are early.
Siesta?
Si, I concur.
Stay away from my big song. Well, you stay away from my tooth. I swear to the Lord that if you two don't handle your business, I will fuck my precious booty out of here. What is going on? Oh, hello, gentlemen. Welcome to the audition for our new boy Bobby group, the Pelula Pollo. I only see familiar faces. We were hoping for some young blood today.
Seeing as there's no one else here, and we are the best, we should probably just cast us now.
Looks like we have ourselves a good old-fashioned cockfight. What are we going to do now?
Simply, we dance.
Yeah, dance you must. These turkeys?
The rookies are holding us back. See, I concur.
It is clear that your dancing qualities are losing its taste. We are stronger, faster, and harder. I'd say we turn them into breakfast, huh? I, for one, am certainly not afraid to engage in a bit of thrust and parry.
Oh, hey, bros. This is too much, huh? By the way, I'm David from Whaley.
Cura, name's Bruce, from Miramar.
Gotta talk to them, man.
They're worse than the Irish. Amigos, I do not like to pick on the little guy, but today we make an exception.
Can we audition separate to a plonkers here?
Hey, Fabio, get back below deck.
I weren't even talking to ya. Yeah, sailor boys, less talking and more dancing. Let me choose this one. Get it? encouraging, but this is not looking good. You mean we will not find any peludo pollos? It has been a disaster. Facts. Maybe it is the hands.
Amigos, it's time for some matador magic. Hey boys, fake it till you make it. I'd say it's about time we take it to the streets.
Oh, you like taking it to the streets too?
Hey, we are calling the shots, okay? Yo, and we said it's time to pray for a miracle with some lyrical. By golly! Iceberg, turn ahead!
Down we go.
I dreamed and dreamed and the time's gone by.
Everything has an end. Only the sausage has two.
What are we going to do now?
Amigos, the things get out of hand. Abandon ship and every matador for himself. Pull yourselves together, men. Run, and you'll live, at least for a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance to come back here and to tell our enemigos that they may take our dignity, but they'll never take our dancing freedom!
Oh, shut up and dance.
Let me hold you, nice and close. By the timbales of Tino, I do believe we have just formed ourselves an alliance. I am the now. Tim.
This is beautiful. And when the emotion gets to me, I just can't help but to, you know.
It is time to begin our own joint venture.
Hey, you can't just start getting rude. Sí, los bandidos.
Bandidos? Absolutely perfect. Oui, oui, my bandidos amigos. I think this calls for a celebration. See, I concur. You know the drill. Assume celebratory formation.
Formaron un vacilón y llegó Tristán Cuetón a tocar la tumbadora. Trivirí con su tambora, también Popeye el marino, que de espinaca y zumbido, y a todos les dio a probar. Digo, para yo soñar, necesito
Wellington, and I was like, I need friends. I'm going to go dance and make, you know, a few friends, maybe, I don't know. Little did I know I would end up with a salsa family. And that's one of my favorite things about salsa is the family feel. You can travel anywhere around the world, places that you don't speak English, you don't speak their language, but you speak the salsa language, and you can make friends easily. And one of my favorite memories is whenever we travel as a team, and there's this salsa magic army with our tops on, and you can see everyone's like, wow, I want to be with them, they're cool. So our next piece is choreographed by one of my close friends, Georgia, and it's a combination of her two loves, contemporary and salsa, and it's fused together to make salsa fusion. So give it up for the Salsa Magic Salsa Fusion team.
Dites-moi d'où il vient, enfin je saurai où je vais. Maman dit que lorsqu'on cherche bien, on finit toujours par trouver. Elle dit qu'il n'est jamais très loin, qu'il part très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné. Pas vrai, où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Où t'es papa, où t'es? 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 Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Où t'es papa, où t'es? 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 Où t'es papa, où t'es?
choreographed by Andy, Naz, and team led by Georgia as well. Please welcome to the stage the Corazon couple.
Somos un corazón apasionado, no importa que así lo maltratado. Somos un corazón ilusionado, no necesariamente obsesionado. Y quiero descubrir el lado bueno del amor y que respire cuando es caminado. Buscando besos se esconden mis labios, en bolsillos quiero de mis escenarios. Corazón que salte de emoción al rosa de mis manos. Celos con corazón que sienta conmigo. Celos con corazón que quiera parecer mal, que quiera hablar de amores con mis labios. Mi corazón desesperado por volver a sentirse enamorado. Yo tengo informaciones de lo que venga y estaré esperando.
Oh, hello everyone. Had a good time? Yeah. Right, my name is Rafael. Someone call me Rafa, sometimes they call me Papi. I'm one of the teachers at Salsa Magic. Been here for a while as well, one of the team leaders. But the funny story about me in Salsa started in Scotland, in Edinburgh. Back in the late 90s when I went to uni there. And I went to the first Latino party I saw posted at uni, at Edinburgh University, and they say Salsa party, and I was like, oh, Colombia, I'm gonna go there, a party and a dance. And I noticed that everyone was dancing different. I have different style. My style was Cali, Colombian, Cuban, and they were doing linea. And I was like, what's going on in the world? That was the late 90s when the whole linea was starting to go all around the world. So basically, as a Colombian, dancing Colombian style and Cuban, I have to say I learned linea in Scotland. Then I moved to London and carry on. I met a Kiwi girl. She is now my wife. She said, let's go to finish my studies, let's go to New Zealand. And then in New Zealand, things were like different. She's, no, salsa, I need to find salsa, I need to do salsa. And then I'm here. Met the guys in Salsa Magic, the teachers at that time, they had some teams. They were crazy, they wanted to go to the World Cup, and we did. And so we took a team back in 2007 to the Salsa World Cup. Some of those Salsa Magic teachers were in that team. And from there, it's been a roller coaster of moving and dancing and teaching and creating. And every year, I say, that's my last year, I can't. Carry on. Right. So we definitely enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope some of you could join us in our classes and our teams. This is so much fun. So, the next team. The next team is being choreographed by Tara and Jacob. Tara is a former gymnastic, and she inspired this choreography and that. It's quite challenging, it's quite tough, it's hard. You need to keep your eyes open. Do not miss a single second. It's a fast one, it's exciting, and it's also dangerous. So here we go. From Tara and Jacob, this is Circo de Salsa.
So, a little bit of a story about myself and how I found Salsa magic. I've only been in Wellington now for about 7 years, and my very first night, came to Wellington, went to town, ended up wandering down by the waterfronts. Not quite sure what time it was, but it wasn't too late. And not too far from here, but near the lagoon, I was walking and I could hear a refrain of salsa coming, echoing across the water. So I went for a little wander, and at the boat shed, there was someone's birthday party, and it was a salsa event. So I'd had enough Dutch courage that I decided I should just wander on in. At this point, I didn't know what salsa was. I learned in Dunedin for a couple of years before I came here. Walked up, didn't really know anybody in the room. There was one guy, and he's like, "Ah, Eddie, what are you doing in Wellington?" And he introduced me to Jackie. And that was the first time I met Jackie and found out about Salsa Magic. We had one dance that night. I'm not going to say that I remember it. That was the Dutch courage, I swear the Dutch courage. But I came from a very linear school, and Jackie was dancing Rowena and Cuban, so very circular. So I'm sure there was a lot of misconnection, miscues, but the memory stuck, I remember. And so eventually I found my way to Salsa Magic School. And I never really left. I've been here a long time now. Worked my way up into teaching. And we've really shared some really strong bonds. I know Juliet talked about family. And so Salsa Magic really is a family. They've helped me through some really hard times. And we helped each other. So when we do talk about family, and there's a joke of it being a bit of a cult, we do like to get people in, so come join us. Come to our classes. It's extremely addictive and it's so much fun. So, our next act who's going to be coming along. Now, I met Rafa shortly after I joined Salsa Magic. And I don't know if you met him, he spoke earlier, he's Colombian. And in Colombia they dance salsa a little bit differently. It's called Cali style. And it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of fast footwork, maybe a few tricks, maybe a few throws, but it's a lot of fun. Now, Rafa managed to choreograph a tiny section last year in one routine. This year, Jacob has given him and Rachel a whole song. So, without further ado, introducing Salsa Magic Kali team.
So as I mentioned last time, after 2005 I decided to do a bit of an OE, travel the world. Ended up coming back to Wellington, it wasn't planned, but came back, got offered a couple of different jobs and decided that I'd take one. And from there started to put roots down in Wellington. As Chloe mentioned earlier, shortly after that she came up and started studying in Wellington, and knowing what a talented dancer I was, I offered to teach her if she wanted it. She decided to take the first year and enjoy student life, but after that, I guess the fire reignited in her and she wanted to get back into salsa. So we started working together, started training her up, and obviously she is, well, you're going to see shortly, hugely talented. And as part of that journey, was part of a performance group with her and Willie John and my now wife, Lorna. And through that experience, Willie John got an opportunity to see and dance with Chloe as well. And shortly after, he was teaching at Salsa Magic at the time and needed a dance partner. So I encouraged him to take on Chloe and start to train her up as a teacher, and he did. And so they started teaching, I think it probably would have been about 2010. Shortly after that, Willie John got offered a new role, I think in Melbourne, and decided to take it. So moved over to Melbourne, and on his way out, Chloe came to me and said, what about getting back into teaching, coming back to Salsa Magic? So I did. Started back at Salsa Magic, I think it was 2011. We started teaching together. And shortly after that, we started talking about what we might do together in teaching, and we decided maybe we should do a performance course. So we did a 10-week performance course. There wasn't much in the way of goals or clear objectives. We just wanted to teach a choreography, and we had some talented and really keen students who wanted to learn. So we had about 8 couples join us for the course, and over 10 weeks we taught them choreography. And that team became the Clave Collective. Yeah, so those of you who have been around for a little while, you know the Clave Collective, and that was a hugely prolific performance group who had a lot of success travelling, performing and competing around New Zealand and Australia and overseas. And so that was born in 2012 and just kind of organically grew into this huge machine and really sort of ignited a huge passion in me in the way in which I could utilise my joy of salsa, combine it with my background in theatre, and just work with an awesome group who loved doing what they did and inspired me to want to do more and push them even further. And so over the years, the Clave Collective became quite well known. One of the things it became well known for was its team, the Clave Collective Matadors. And we always did really theatrical numbers, very similar to the Banditos number you saw earlier on. But one of the shames, I guess, of the Clave Collective is we never got around to doing a ladies' team like that. However, last year we did. So last year the Salsa Magic Mamacitas were born. And they were a huge success. It was a pleasure working with them and their team leaders, Georgia and Tara, in creating what they created last year. So we had to come back with a sequel. For this one, I suggest you hold on to your tranquilizer guns, because things are going to get a little bit wild. Please welcome the Salsa Magic Mamacitas!
Mamacitas in the house. May I ask who's driving? Hey, Avery, you think we'll see the big five? The big five? I want to see a unicorn. If we see the big five, I will kiss the first man I make eye contact with. Okay, Mamacitas, let's do this. Oh, hell no. Ay, caramba. Oh, me. Oh, bro, we are, for goodness sake, can we all not just use the Queen's English? It's time to step up or step off. Too right, mate. Oh, how's it? Sorry about the little mishap back there. It was my co-driver's fault. Well, look who wants a snap clap now. We simply wish to continue on our road trip. I'm Ethan. What must we do to obtain safe passage? They have given us 2 options. One, we hand over our shoes. No, not the shoes! Option 2 it is then. Mamacitas, we need to dance for our lives. If they don't like what they see, they will eat it. You know the drill. Dance for your last formation. going to preserve our lives? I think that's a no. Too right, mate. Oh, too, bro. Let me at these eggs. I will smash them, bro. Smash them. Too loco? Yeah, they will literally tear your throat out of your neck. What are we going to do now? Easy. It's time to take it to the streets. Was a bad choice. Who chose that track? Why are you looking at me? It was Her Royal Highness. Awfully sorry about that. Minor lapse in judgment. I do apologize, but it happened again. Sometimes when you play roulette, you lose. They are going to eat us on our shoes. Dick, this is all your fault. I'm seriously gonna end you. Facts. Somebody pass me the keys to put between my knuckles. Oh my god. Is that a unicorn? No. That's just an albino zebra with an ice cream cone stuck to his head. Too right, mate. Now, where were we? Well, she was about to end you, and you were going to kill her. Oh yeah, the African queen bee, right, Bobby Becky? Every woman for herself. I do believe the safari has taken a rather ironic turn. Faced with adversity, instead of banding together to unleash a sun much greater than its parts, it is us who have descended into the realm of wild animals. My fair lady and the hippie raised a salient point. I mean, too right, mate. The only thing better than truth is dancing with you chicas. Infagalitus. This is cool, yeah. Okay, mamacitas, let's do this. All the way. You know the drill. My sabor. See and action. We got to see the big five. The big five. Come to mine. Let's dance with the animals. Y'all.
dances with one of my absolutely favorite female dancers in the world. She's really goddess, Tanya Canassa, who was supposed to be here, but of course, had the accident. Together, they travel around the world. They're teaching and performing every single weekend of the year. They're booked somewhere, some destination, some country. They're traveling constantly. Before Charlie came here, he was actually in India. So he flew from India to Milan for one night, repacked his bag, hi Tanya, hi, bye Tanya, and he's off to New Zealand. So as much as they're traveling around every single weekend, we actually have Charlie for 2 weekends in New Zealand. So we are super lucky to have him here. Together, he's taught her a routine, a guy's routine, and he's going to be performing with them tonight. Last night, we really got a taste of what a professional really dances like. This routine is about a traitor, so last night they really worked on the feeling and the meaning behind this routine. So this is about a traitor and the fact that they don't need this person anymore. So please enjoy Team Charlie.
My journey into salsa is quite a funny story. I'm a trained ballet and contemporary dancer, so the notion of letting loose of the partner is something that was quite foreign to me. And so one night on Juan de Berto, Dead, I went out with a girlfriend and we ended up in salsa. And I felt it badly, not on time, probably stepped on a few toes. But it sparked something in me that I thought I should investigate. And then the next week I ended up going to the Salsa Magic social evening that we've been running for so many years now at Public, which is now the sports bar, with my friends Ash and Francis, who's one of the other team leaders. And I started exploring it and trying to see if I could learn it on the social dance floor and quickly realized that I could not. And I needed to take some proper classes, which landed me smack bang in the middle of the Clave Collective, which was one of the best experiences I've ever had. With this team, I found very much my family in Wellington and New Zealand. I have travelled to Auckland, Sydney, Brisbane, Mexico, Cuba, LA, and goodness knows we will go from here, because as Jacob said, just because we've turned 20 doesn't mean we're slowing down, we're just getting started. And one of the most pleasurable things for myself, being a more classically trained dancer, is the ability and the privilege to be able to teach beginners, as Chloe said. I agree with her, this is my favourite class to teach. To teach someone the joy of dancing when they think they can't do it, but if you can walk, you can dance. And also the performance side of it obviously is very close to my heart. I've been very, very privileged that Jacob and Chloe have given me the opportunity to further choreograph in a contemporary style, but now using it with salsa. And we're just very, very lucky people to have found each other and to have such a great school, such a great community, and such great support from you always. Now, the next act that I'm here to talk up is my dear, dear friend, Chloe Robinson, who is my crazy friend, my mentor, and one of the most talented dancers I've seen. She flew the coop out to Clave, took a big risk, went and lived in Milan, dancing till 3 in the morning with classes, went and lived in Germany, still goes to Milan, performs with Jesus Aponte, who's one of the biggest stars in Europe, is really just, you would say that she is as big a deal as she really is, because she's just, down to earth Nelson girl. So, I would like to introduce Chloe Robinson with her solo that has been choreographed by Jesus Aponte, and that she also won the Brisbane North Office with.
last year, and actually 1 year ago I did my first showcase for Salsa Magic, about being part of Salsa Magic and also being a team leader is that we get to do all of this fun stuff, and we also get to see how awesome our students are doing. And they've been doing amazing, right? Yeah. Okay, so our next routine is a routine that was choreographed by Charlie and Tanya. It is an amazing routine, so keep your eyes peeled. I know you're going to love it as much as I do. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Salsa Magic Boogie Squad.
pleasure putting the show on today. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of it. It was hugely exciting to have such a full and sold out audience in front of us to perform to. And we hope that many of you are going to stay for the party afterwards as well. I just want to finish with a few thank yous. First of all, thank you to Lana and Edward, our stage managers. Come on out, Lana and Edward, come on out. They're currently doing our beginner 2 course of Salsa Magic, so we've just given them a voucher for our improver course. Maybe you guys will be on stage at Christmas. Oh, that's a yes from Lana. Also, thank you to Dave and Tony up in the sound and lighting box up there. I'm not sure if any of them are still in the theatre, but also to all the Tupapa team and hosts that have been great today. Thank you. Thank you to our amazing costume maker who made pretty much every thing you saw on stage tonight. Unless you didn't make it, she embellished it somehow. Desiree, where are you? She delivered the final alteration to us at about 6:40 tonight. Plenty of time. Also, a huge thank you to one of our regular dancers, usual performers, taking a little break at the start of the year because she's been focusing on a very beautiful book about chemistry. She's designed our program. Thank you, Leanne. Where are you? Who have travelled from far away to be here. I know that a lot of the performers family have come from out of town. We've also got some of our friends and family who are a huge part and integral part of the salsa scene. We've known them for many years. We've got Sai from Auckland. We've got Kate from Dunedin. We've got Emily and Ruben from Christchurch. I also want to take a chance to say a big thank you to Tanya, who couldn't be here tonight. Real shame she couldn't be here, but she's been here in spirit, and it's been awesome to work with her choreographies over the past few months, and we hope one day she might be able to come and visit. But thank you, Tanya. Please pass that on. A huge thank you to this guy, Charlie Garcia. A privilege to work with people who inspire you, and Charlie's been awesome these last few days. He's come off a 31-hour flight. He lost his bag.
I didn't lose it.
He didn't lose it. That was Qantas, possibly Emirates, or maybe Emirates. He got it back last night, thankfully. But yeah, he's come off a flight, still jet-lagged, but he's worked and drilled us last night. It's been awesome to have him backstage with us. I know the team's loved it. So thank you so much for coming out, even though Tanya couldn't make it.
Okay, so do you remember my name? Yeah, that's me. I'm from New York. I live in Italy now. I'm just gonna ask you a series of questions, and I want to hear yes, all right? But with a lot of energy, because we need it. All right? Are you guys having a good time? Yes! Did you enjoy the show? Yes! Are you ready to party? Yes! 1, 2, 3, see you all at the workshops that Jacob organized. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Salsa Magic. And yeah, let's party.
And I also want to acknowledge one of our teachers, one of the co-directors of Salsa Magic, who's been involved with us for so many years. Currently based overseas. We hope temporarily, we hope to get her back soon. But it's been awesome to have Chloe step in and get her to be a part of this occasion, because I know she really wanted to, and the fact that we could make that happen was special in itself. So thank you so much to Chloe for coming out. Towards the end of my list, I just want to acknowledge and say a huge thank you to the team leaders who have been working with me these past few months. These guys at the front here, they've put in a huge amount of time. For every hour we train as a team, they're probably putting in 2 or 3 on top of that each week to make this all happen, to design the costumes, to choreograph, to organise formations, to manage the team, look after injuries, look after sickness, help me organise the show, and these guys have been awesome. So thank you so much to the team leaders. Dancers behind me, these performers have been amazing. One of the things we absolutely love about what we do is working with these guys, seeing them start with us in our beginner class and then just progress through the levels. We invite them into the team and we see them blossom into some of the incredible dancers that you've seen tonight. So we're really privileged to have such a big group, to have such a committed group. We ask a lot of them, and usually they deliver even more than we ask. When we're training, they're always doing extra sessions. So thank you so much to all the performers. And lastly, I just want to thank all the students and people who have been part of Salsa Magic these past few years. 20 years is incredible effort for a school to be together. The school's evolved in many different directions, largely because of the passion and the love that the teachers have brought to it and nurtured, and it's been made possible because of the students and the community that we've had. So thank you for inspiring us, thank you for supporting us, thank you for coming to our classes, our social dancing. It's a real pleasure to work with everyone, and we hope that we can continue for many years to come. Thank you, everyone. Up here, Salsa Magic's 3 original teachers. Salsa Magic's founder, Jackie Cook, Rogelio, and Kasha. Can you come and join us for a few minutes?
So yes, it's a skill in itself to dance, but it's another skill on top of that to be able to coordinate and connect with somebody. So yeah, I was put off my pedestal on that one. I'm pleased about that though, because it actually made me aware of how difficult but rewarding it is to actually connect with somebody on the dance floor. So I started in 1999, yes, yeah, and I was lucky enough to be in just the timing wise that I'd only been learning for about one term. And then Jackie said, "Can you teach?" And I'm like, "You're joking me." So I don't even know what to say. She said, "Oh, it's okay, you can just be the girl and just, we'll need somebody else to teach because we need to do another class because these classes get big." Okay, no problem. So very quickly I had to come up to the mark, figure out what actually was I doing. Because you can be taught something, do it, and then have to remember to teach. How do I get taught that? And how do I cut it down? And how does that person interpret this? So yeah, that's a skill in itself to teach as well, isn't it? Okay, so then it came to 99, 2000, I think we worked it out. We wanted to do a performance. We were asked to do a performance. And I'm like, "Jackie, we don't have a name yet. Jackie, we can't just keep going and doing these things without a name." And Jackie said, "Well, seriously, I remember this." She goes, picks up the CD that we've been promoting, $10 CD from Warehouse. "Ah, Salsa Magic." Look at it and I'm like, "Well, you're the leader." Yeah, Salsa Magic. And 20 years down the track, we still have Salsa Magic. Round of applause for Salsa Magic. Just one more last thing. When we started, there was salsa and merengue. That's it. And when you said salsa, all you had was circular salsa, Cuban salsa. So I would like to have some merengue. If you've got something to say. Yes. Can you imagine that if there's just those two basic dances, and I say basic as in they were in a basic form when we got exposed to them. They've come so far, they've got so many fusions, so many connections now, it's just absolutely awesome. And the fact that there are actually congresses all over the world, there was nothing like that when we were starting, nothing like that at all, and it's just so awesome that it's just grown so much. And the word family's been said a lot tonight, and I'm going to say it again, absolutely. You are such a family when you come to classes, when you do performances. So thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you so much, Jackie and Rogelio, for giving me that opportunity to start, because it did change my life too. Quickly.
But all I can say that I'm very happy to see how Salsa has grown here. Such an amazing group of people dancing and just beautiful dancers. Because I still remember back in '96 when I came here in January and I went to the first Salsa party. It was a small room with a group of probably like 10 people there taking a small class. And then suddenly it started growing so big, Salsa, so much people. Every week was so much people coming. And then it was a time when we have to start opening the division between the two rooms because suddenly the group kept growing and growing and growing. And about my style of dancing, all I can say is that I can dancing since I remember, since I was a little kid. I have this big memory of me dancing with this big woman, I guess it was my mother, and this little kid like dancing there. Because my father, he wouldn't dance very much. He got trained, he was a musician, but he would do it just one step. And my mother was like always like crazy dancing. So when we go to the family party, she would dance with all of us, and I wouldn't miss a dance. And then I came here to New Zealand, never expecting that I was going to start teaching salsa. I came here working in Harry McCleary and Nation. And so I always say Harry McCleary was the one who brought me here back in '96. So and then suddenly we started teaching salsa, and Jackie started doing his class, and she asked me to teach with her, and that's how I can say. Thank you very much.
It's my turn to
and all the dance teachers that I've taught with over the years. Oliver, who can't be here, and other amazing teachers, particularly Kasha and Rogelio, who helped me launch it off the ground. I think I was wanted to dance all my life. I never really got much of an opportunity, so I danced for myself in the lounge, and I don't know why my parents never enrolled me in dance, but I picked it up in the clubs at uni in Auckland, and I've been in Latin America. And so, cutting to the chase, I just had really good rhythm, and I sort of learned to Peruvians, Chileans that, this is back pre-internet or borderline internet. You only had a few CDs, maybe some VHSs. You didn't have that networking, and so we just danced what we could. And when I met Rogelio, I saw this beautiful Panamanian, cute Linda, sort of circular style. This is great. And I just started to go to class. I can do this. I love teaching. This is fun. And it just grew and it grew. And I think the goal at the time, my vision was social classes, lots of fun. We started demoing, not more relaxed, not as highly choreographed as these ones. And we found Rueda de Casino, the Cuban style, that was started coming in with workshops. And it's just grown and grown. I kept teaching for about 15 years. And you already heard some of the history. And it was a natural fusion, because Rogelio had gone off to do some other classes, and Kasha was doing other things, that sort of more life cycle of teaching together all your school. But I never imagined it would continue, and I thought, this is like a community school. I would rather pass the reins on to people with a future vision. And with that beautiful technique, I didn't have all that inline technique that was coming out of LA or New York. And with Jacob having traveled and come back, he brought that style. I said, well, that's the vision I want for the school as well. So when these guys decided to take over, as there was so much other Cuban in Wellington, that's the new look, Salsa Magic, because we've moved from the Cuban era into the inline and other beautiful dance styles. I mean, you celebrate all three letters, so that's fantastic. So what a privilege to be here. Thank you for taking the school to that next level, and it was a privilege to sit back from teaching and have a chance to be a student again, and was part of Club Collective from the beginning, and I only sort of moved on from that because I had a child later in life and got a bit busy with a toddler and a baby, so I've taken a step back for now. But thank you very much for having us and for allowing us to come up and be here and celebrate with you. So, congratulations.
Appropriate if we bring something out, and if you could all help me, performers included, get into it. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. But it's not our facility, and over the past few months, my wife and I have been conspiring a little bit. My wife also runs a dance school called Lincoln School of Dance, and we thought maybe we should find our own studio space which we can run our schools out of and it can be ours. I was a bit tentative about talking about it because we're not quite signed on the dotted line, but the step back from that, we've just sent a final lease to our landlord, prospective landlord, to check and hopefully sign and get back to us next week. And we hope that as of next year, Salsa Magic and Lincoln Business will have its own studio, multiple studios in fact. which we can move into, treat as our own, and naturally expand our school a little bit more. So that's something to look forward to for 2000. We're going to move down to the party now. The party's at the Max Brewery Cable Room. We'd love for you to join us, even if you're not a dancer. Come down and check it out. Come and have a drink with us. There'll be food at the bar. If you haven't had dinner yet, you can tuck into that. We're going to undergo a bit of a transition now where our performers will try and get changed and get down as quickly as we can. If you're desperate to see someone, then they'll meet you out there. Otherwise, head down to the Max Brewery Cable Room and we'll see you there and hopefully we can have a dance. Thank you so much for coming out.
Felicidades.